since it's another day. Billions will kneel and pray. Anything to aid escape from the world so cold and gray.
That's a lonely solo boy. Welcome back, everybody, to the Bones and Tubbs podcast. Today is just the Bones podcast because Tubbs is currently on the rod, heading out to that tasty Tubbs vacation. So everybody, send him your psychic well wishes for a safe trip, happy travels, reset that psychic button he's got going on, and he'll be back in due time. We will be back together, and no homo, continue the show though. It should also be noted that I'm not recording in the studio today. I am recording at the Bones Ranch from a separate but equal microphone, so the sound quality is less than what you're used to. There it is. I want to start off by doing a proper thank you to Josh Whitman, new patron over at patreon.com/bonesandtubs. Somehow we managed to fuck that up on the last one. Had to do an added thank you, but we do appreciate it, Josh. Thank you for your $5 patronage. If you can send us a message to bonesandtubs@gmail.com, make sure that the address we have for you on Patreon is right. We will send those stickers out to you. Get you those Bones and Tubbs bumper stickers. Also take this time to encourage anybody that feels like supporting the show to head over to Bones and Tubbs Patreon, patreon.com/Bones and Tubbs, and let your voice be heard. For as little as $1 a month, you can help support the show. Today I just wanted to do this quick in-between episode because unless you've successfully figured out how to live under a rock and not hear about the media bashing dear leader Trump and his new announcement of a space fleet or space force, here's that.
When it comes to space, too often, for too many years, our dreams of exploration and discovery were really squandered by politics and bureaucracy, and we knocked that out. So important for our psyche, what you're doing. It's going to be important monetarily and militarily, but so important for right up here, the psyche. We don't want China and Russia and other countries leading us. We've always led. We've gone way far afield for decades now, having to do with our subject today. We're going to be the leader by far. We're behind you 1,000%. When it comes to defending America, it is not enough to merely have an American presence in space. We must have American dominance in space. So important. Very importantly, I'm hereby directing the Department of Defense and Pentagon to immediately begin the process necessary to establish a Space Force as the 6th branch of the armed forces. That's a big statement. I am instructing my administration to embrace the budding commercial space industry. We are modernizing out-of-date space regulations. They're way out of date. They haven't been changed in many, many years. And today we're taking one more step to unleash the power of American ingenuity. In a few moments, I will sign a new directive to federal departments and agencies. They will work together with American industry to implement a state-of-the-art framework for space traffic management.
Now, I'm all about it. Not necessarily for the fact that this is the first time that we will have a space fleet, but this is something I think we've mentioned before on the podcast of a hacker by the name of Gary McKinnon, who was accused of hacking I believe it was either the Department of Defense or NASA during the Bush administration. When Gary McKinnon hacked into the U.S. Space Command computer several years ago and learned of the existence of non-terrestrial officers and a fleet-to-fleet transfers list, also a secret program called Solar Warden, he was charged by the Bush Justice Department as having committed, quote, the biggest computer hack of all time. And he stood facing, I believe, 70 years in prison and extradition from the UK for this hack. McKinnon also found out about the ships or craft within Solar Warden. It was said that there were approximately 8 cigar-shaped motherships, each longer than 2 football fields from end to end, and 43 smaller scout ships. The Solar Warden Space Fleet operates under United States Naval Network and a Space Operations Command and in SOC, formerly Naval Space Command, there are approximately 300 personnel involved at that facility, with the figure rising. Solar Warden is said to be made up of U.S. aerospace black projects contractors, but with some contributions of parts and systems by Canada, the United Kingdom, Italy, Austria, Russia, and Australia. It is also said that the program is tested and operated from a secret military base, such as Area 51 in Nevada, or the real Area 51, which is right here in Dayton, Ohio, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And to the best of my knowledge, he has been still living over in the UK. They've fought his extradition, told the US to eat a dick, and he is still over there living that life. But if you guys look up Solar Warden, I mean, it's a black space project that's been going on for quite some time. They've funneled probably billions or maybe even trillions of dollars with the black budget to get this space fleet going. And this highlights to me the fact that just because you're president of the United States, Donald Trump, he probably has no idea of this space fleet. Bill Clinton had tried to get information about the UFOs and the space program when he was the president, and he was admittedly told that he did not have the proper security clearance. So then he went on to fly his own handheld cigar-shaped objects into the vagina of interns and just kind of let it keep moving. But I don't know. I think, honestly, this is just another example, of the people. This is probably just another example of Trump trying to do what he can do to either dismantle the quote-unquote deep state and make things public, as people have said he's trying to do, or what is seemingly he's been doing, or it's just another step forward towards them letting the cat out of the bag, moving us forward in the way of disclosure, which I'm all about. It just doesn't make sense to think that we've either gone to the moon or been in space and done all these things and then just haven't been back, and they've been silent about it since then. Clearly something's going on. But I definitely recommend everybody check out Solar Warden and Gary McKinnon and dive down that deep, dark rabbit hole. Clearly there's something there if they were going to charge him. I'm surprised he's still alive. But I thought that was a decent little rabbit hole to go down. Decent enough for a Bones in Between episode anyway. The first of many, if time permits. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm off to finish editing part 2 of Operation Paperclip and Joseph Mengele, which there's lots of tastiness in there. We had a guest spot for Miss Tobeans herself. Hopefully you enjoy everything. Make sure you let us know. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/bonesandtubs, facebook.com/bonesandtubs, Twitter @bonestubs, and patreon.com/bonesandtubs. With that, I will leave you to it. We love you.